real quick, I wanted to point this out, and you guys are going to hate this because you know what it is. But Buck, Wolf, Kramashi, Vargas, McGlynn, Pukstas, it's a lot of midfielders we're putting on the field right now for young Americans. And dare I say, somebody in that group is going to do something towards 2026. And we've talked about we've talked about MMA being the most locked sort of thing on the field.
Whoa.
But multiple years out.
Who in that group is going to get through?
We're talking about 2.5 years from now. Or is it 2 years?
You think of those young players, one of them is going to push into the midfield of the current U.S. Men's national team?
MMA is hurt. One of them will be hurt. That's what Heath's trying to say.
Heath
is putting that into the world. One of the MMA is going to be hurt.
You honestly think one of those young players will come into this midfield now?
All I'm saying, I didn't say now. I said
in the 2026 World Cup. Yes, the current midfield.
I mean, statistically, one or two of our young players are going to emerge for that roster.
Of the players he just named, that's who he's going out and saying is going to break into this current midfield right now. You think that?
I didn't say that. I said there is a conversation that needs to be had.
What's that conversation?
What do you mean? We got Tyler Adams hurt. He's hurt a lot. You've got Yunus Musa not playing as much right now. Depends on where he goes.
He cannot play for a year. He's still playing over any of them. Okay.
People say that. You just brought up Kramashi. Like, I'm telling you, in 2 years,
you guys can't see Chuck's face.
Same way.
Kramaski? You're saying Kramaski can get in this team?
I'm saying it's worth talking about. Also, Shakaris. I'm saying we have a number of players.
Even your kids say, Dad, stop. They said, Dad, stop.
Yeah. No. Hey, listen. If you're not hopeful of the players coming through our pipeline right now, then we got problems, man. We got problems.
Ain't nobody saying hopeful, but don't you dare say one of these young players is going to get into this 2026 World Cup team and play in the midfield over a McKennie, a Yunus Musa, even De La Fuente. I mean, not De La Fuente.
De La Torre?
De La Torre, McKennie, Tyler Adams, Yunus Musa, Brendan Aronson. You go down the line. You think one of these kids is going to break into that 2026 midfield?
Charlie, your thought that you think our national team is going to be the same in 2 years right now,
I'm not saying that. I'm not. Hell no, am I saying that? What I'm saying is the players you named going into the midfield.
I gave examples of players that are breaking through right now that are midfielders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my point is those midfielders you named are not breaking in to this current U.S. Men's national team midfield for 2026.
Chuck doesn't like the young players of our national team.
I love Noah Buck. He's a baller. But to say he's going to take displace
Chuck doesn't like young players.
These guys right now for 2026.
Just say it, Chuck.
It's too soon in my opinion.
Yeah. That's the whole point of hedging, Chuck. You've got the easy part of the argument. I'm talking about kids in their first year of playing. That's saying something. You're taking the easy side of the argument and just saying, of course not. Well, of course not. Until you get knocked out, that's of course the easy argument. I'm saying we've got a large crop of midfielders right now coming through. Somebody is going to push and knock on the door. Somebody. And to think that all these players in our national team right now, especially our midfield, have free reign over the next 2 years, and we just spent 15 minutes talking about how everybody needs a move, everybody needs to play, everybody needs to figure it out. A lot can change in those 2 years. Players can get a lot better in those 2 years, and top players can also fall off in those 2 years. So I'm saying we're creating a size pool of players of quality, young, teenage talent. 3 of those guys are still eligible for the next U20 World Cup.
Statistically, I think there probably will be 1 or 2 players that end up becoming very valuable for us. And I put air quotes around very valuable because it could just be coming off the bench, like a Kevin Paredes or.
But that is not the names that he suggested. He's saying players right now that are playing in MLS, these young players right now, who will eventually take it once if they fulfill their potential, will make a move overseas. And then they will start to play. And after 2026, for 2030, for instance, maybe that's when they break in. What I'm saying is the current group of players he just listed, Noel Buck included, who I'm a big fan of, I watch him every week with the Revs, is not going to be playing right now over a Tyler Adams, a Weston McKennie, a Yunus Musa, a Luca De La Torre, a Gio Reyna, a Malik Tillman, Brendan Aronson, all of the players who are currently already in the pool, I'm saying for 2026, and that could change of those players, but I'm saying the young players right now, they have a long way to go. 2026 is too soon, in my opinion. That's
so what about Quinn Sullivan's little brother, who's 15 right now? I mean, he could be our. Is it Kevin Sullivan? Look at Charlie.
He's 2030.
Look at Charlie's out.
He's 2030. Hey, I got
him.
Hey, Charlie doesn't like young players. Clearly, what's his deal? Hey, I will say this though.
I got him.
I never said that he's gonna. I never said come 2026 they're gonna.
I hooked the Marlin right here.
But
he's back. He's back.
I do think there's pressure to be had on these guys, and they had no pressure before. There will be pressure come 2026.
I love that. I got.
Do I think the upside of a Yunus Musa is generational? Yeah, I mean his upside is one of the best we've had in a long time. But I do think with the pool of players and the large pool of players, there will be pressure for them to be good. If they're not playing for a full season, I don't see it. Someone said
I could see one of these guys breaking in as like a super sub, but I don't see them replacing MMA.
Now I think this is just a bit. You guys are trying to light my hair on fire because y'all talking some wild stuff right now. Y'all talking some absolute wild. My brain's gonna explode.
You can agree that one or two of these guys could potentially be a super sub for us. That's possible. That's more possible than what Heath was suggesting.
Yeah,
I didn't suggest anything. These guys will put pressure on MMA. There will be somebody that puts pressure on MMA
in 2026. I say Heath was suggesting Kramaski, Ruiz. They're going to be pushing out Yunus Musa, Weston, De La Torre, Gio Reyna. All see you later. You're gone. It's this new group of players coming through. Going to push you out in 2026. God.